could hardly imagine or hardly think about why they were gone, how they died. This is how narrow my mind was. Briefly, briefly, I thought about whether I could be someone who could turn back time at the very moment in my life where I could take the other turn, where I could make the, the other decision, where I could take the other option. I thought about it deeply and I said to myself, what would have happened if I would have lived this way? What would have happened of me now if I would have made this choice? If I would have taken the other turn, what would have happened? Would I have become a hero? The, the hero everyone admires, who is in the news, who has a lot of admirers, whom people love, whom people care for, whom maybe people hate, but deep inside they still need him, they still want him to do good, to fight villains. Would I have had a purpose? I thought about it deeply and I somehow imagined what it be like to live again, to relive my life, but with this knowledge I have now. Would it be boring? Would I make anything different? Would I be able to make anything different? But then I thought about the fact that I could not make up my mind about food, that I could not think and concoct a food which I thought. I felt lost because I was not able to make a decision now. And then I was cruel with myself. I said to myself, you could not make up your mind about what food you wanna eat. And now you wanna go back in time to do what? Will you be able to make a decision? Will you be able to make a decision just for yourself, for your life, a significant one? Then I thought about the fact how it came about that I wanted to be a superhero. Why did I want to be a superhero? I could not remember. I tried to remember the moment, the very moment where I knew that I was destined to great, where I knew that I wanted to be a superhero, where I heard the calling to go on adventures, to do good. I thought about it. Then I remembered one day in school. There I had a teacher. This was one day the teacher chided me for something. I don't know for what, but then I came home. I was distraught. I sat by myself all alone, and there I thought about what would I do if I could just fly, if I could just take away and see the world underneath me, if I could just hover above everyone and everything and just be someone who is invincible. I thought this was the day I started to thinking about becoming a superhero, about changing my life. Maybe the only decision I made about my life, maybe the only choice I had, the only option I claimed for myself, which was not chosen for me. My life became somehow meaningless. I again lost myself into self I again started to feel myself weak, that my life goals and life plans were meaningless. I again felt devastated, and that I would never be able to get out of here, get out of this place, see the world, and fly above them, hover above them. The more I thought about it, the more I got distraught. And in one frenzy, one day I woke up, I was mad, I was incensed. Then I gathered all those superhero figures, all those action figures. I put them in a bag, and I wanted to throw them away. I tried many times to destroy them, but I couldn't. Then I then I wanted to get rid of them, threw them away, but again I I lost heart. I hid the bag somewhere in the attic so that I would never find it. I hope that I would forget about this dream. I hope that I would forget about this stupid idea. At first, at first, I felt very good about myself. I felt a huge burden was lifted from my shoulders. I felt relieved. I did not have to prove myself anymore. I did not have to be or felt this pressure anymore to become a superhero, to become someone I then more and more thought I was not destined about. I thought about myself that I probably must have been living the dream of someone else, and that this dream of me becoming a superhero was actually a cruel one, invented by someone who knew that I would not ever become this superhero. I thought about my parents. Thought about uh, I thought about the conversations we had. Maybe there, maybe in one conversation we had, maybe they brought it up. Maybe they wanted me to be a superhero. Maybe they put this pressure on me. I didn't know, but I was done with becoming a superhero. I I did not want to hear anything about superheroes anymore. I tried to fight every thought in my mind, every thought which I had, every part of the day. I would ask my Usually I would ask myself, or I would imagine a situation where someone needs help, and then I would imagine myself to be a superhero and to act in a certain way how superheroes do, and then I would save these people. I would try to fight these thoughts. I would try to prevent me from thinking or concocting dangerous situations with possible victims, which I would then save. I thought this was the root of all evil. I thought that this was the cause why I wanted to be a superhero so desperately, to help people. And the way to stop it was that I had to stop thinking about situations where I would be the sole helper, the sole hero. But the more I tried, the less I succeeded. Then I tried to think about alternative heroes, about about people who would help those other people instead of me. But this was rather disappointing and excruciating. I felt demeaned, crushed, and without purpose anymore. I wanted to get rid of these thoughts, as a hero. I wanted to stop being this boy anymore. I wanted to live on. I didn't want to feel this pressure anymore. I felt a demand to become a hero. I felt this chain which is pulling on my leg, on my entire body, on my life, to be someone I cannot actually be. And I wanted to feel joy again. I thought about the moments when I felt joy, when I felt joy without imagining a situation where I would save someone, but joy just with who I am, with the person I am, and just being liked, just being me. I try to think about situations where I would meet people who would just feel joy having me around, just being around me, an ordinary guy, not a superhero, just the boring guy who goes to a supermarket. But this life was unappealing for me. Why? Because I had not lived all these years as a normal person. At least I did not think of myself as normal. And the more I tried to imagine a normal life, the more I got bored by it. It felt tasteless. Life being as a normal human being, life as a boring human being was rather disappointing. It was demeaning in some instances, and I felt distraught. I felt joyless, and I felt my life did not have any purpose. I imagined all those people who wake up every day in the morning and go to work. What are their purposes? Why are they doing this? For what reason? I could not fathom it. So I could not live their lives. I had imagined to be a hero, to be someone extraordinary for so long that I could not imagine something else. And my existence at that moment, my existence as a normal human being was unbearable. It was a slap in to my face that I was in the end nothing different than all those other people I detested, all these people I never wanted to be, and all these people I always wanted to escape from.